Well, this is the all-new Hyundai Venue. It's a car which is very important for the compact SUV segment because this is the last of the year to be launched, and it's also very important for Hyundai themselves because this is the second best-selling car after the Creta in their range. Now, before this car was launched, the older generation was selling about 7,000-8,000 units every month, and on an average in the entire year, Hyundai says that they always sold close to 1 lakh units. In the entire since it was launched in 2019. So it's a very strong package and a very important car in their lineup. Now this one, the upgrade version or the new version rather, is brilliant in terms of the way it has solid road presence. A lot of people are saying it looks like a mini Creta. It is very good in terms of the interiors, and it's also very good in terms of the features and the safety kit. And it's a car which you can update by your phone. Yes, a lot of the ECUs and the chips inside the car, 20 of them can be updated via your phone. You don't have to go to the dealership. So that's something very unique, and it's a software driven product which Hyundai says. So what are the changes? How is it to drive? Is it really worth the little bit of extra cost that it charges over its rivals, especially the Nexon and some other cars in this segment? We'll answer all those questions by the end of this video review. My name is Ashik Masih. If you come to this channel for the first time, then please do like, share and subscribe. Well, so a lot of people are saying, what are the interiors all about on the Venue? Now, this is the N Line version of this car, and I have to say that this car's interiors are very good in terms of the overall design. You get two 12-inch displays. This one is curved over here towards the driver. It looks very cool, very easy to operate, very nice to operate. And remember, this car gets over-the-air updates not only for the system, but also for the ECUs on the car. So there are lots of them over-the-air updates. You get about 20 ECUs which can be updated without going to the dealership. That's something very unique about this car, and Hyundai is very proud of that. You also, of course, get ADAS features, and apart from the adaptive cruise control, lane keep assist, lane departure warning, blind spot assist and stuff like that, you get the first time ever in a compact SUV, you're getting rear collision warning and rear collision avoidance. Yes, that's something which is very unique on this car because this is the first car in the compact SUV segment which gets this feature. Now, what is it all about? Let me just explain it to you. When you're reversing your car, when you're taking it out of the driveway or you're reversing out of your colony gate, sometimes without noticing, there is a scooterist or maybe some dog or something which comes across and just runs and not sure when it's coming. And the car's sensors detect that and immediately they warn you first and then they brake. The car brakes automatically. Sometimes you might get a bit of a jolt, but it works very well. I've tested it in the Hyundai Creta, in the Hyundai Ioniq and the Hyundai Tucson, and it works flawlessly. It's a brilliant system. It's a very good system in terms of safety. So yes, that's something which this car has to offer, and kudos to Hyundai for offering so many safety features on this car. Now, a lot of people are saying what is going to be the NCAP rating, what is going to be the G NCAP rating, whatever it is going to be, nothing beats the safety and peace of mind of having so many safety features on a product that you're driving. So that's something very good. Apart from all the tech that this car has to offer, I really like the fact that they've given you old school touch panels as well. Yes, you get panel for the volume rocker. You also get a lot of switches here for setting up the music system, and the AC controls are also in a tactile form. So that's something very good. You get wireless charging over here, two USB type C's and a 12-volt charging point, cool front seats, electric handbrake, auto hold function, and of course 360-degree camera. And you also get electrically adjustable seats over here for the passenger, rather for the driver. And of course you also get a steering which is just for rake but not for reach, but that's quite okay. You also get driving modes, 3 of them, normal, eco as well as sport, and of course traction control, 3 modes as well to choose from. The only thing missing on this car is a panoramic sunroof, which I think Hyundai hasn't offered because nobody will buy the Creta, then they'll end up buying this car. It really is a very good place to be. It's a fantastic place to be in terms of the comfort, in terms of the overall ambience, and just the overall aesthetics are absolutely first rate. It is a place that I'll give a strong score of 9 out of 10. Now let's have in the back seat and see how good that really is. Well, so now I'm inside the second row of seats of the Hyundai Venue. Now in terms of the overall leg room, it is an improvement over the last version of the car because the last version, remember, was 20 millimeters shorter in wheelbase. This one is slightly bigger, but it's not the most roomiest car still in the back. You get decent place. It's not like you're completely cramped like even the earlier car, but it's still not the best in the segment. The front seats have been raised up so you can stretch your feet over there. But this is an issue with all cars in the compact SUV space. Space in the back seat is limited, so Hyundai isn't any different. The only car which you think can have more space is probably its own cousin, the Kia Ceros, which has more space. But other than that, this is a good package and a good place to be. The seat comfort generally is quite good. You also get an armrest over here where you can keep those beverages. And the best point, which I really like about this car, is that you get integrated sun blinds. Yes, you get integrated sun blinds into the door pads over here. So that makes it very luxurious and very posh. It feels very posh. And as I said before, the Bose sound system, the integrated vents and everything makes this car feel like a miniature version of the Creta rather than a car which competes with other compact SUVs. I'll give it a respectable score of 8 out of 10 in the back seat. Well, so overall the boot on this car is about 350 litres. The N Line version has a little more in terms of the space. It looks nice and square. There's a bit of a loading sill, but that is present on all cars in the segment. Most of the cars in the segment have a loading sill. There's also a subwoofer over here from Bose, which eats up into a little bit of space, but I think you can easily forgive it because the sound quality is quite good. What you really like about the boot is that it's wide and the aperture is quite big. So in case your mother-in-law is coming from the hills, then the boot is sufficient enough to pack all her clothes, all her luggage and drop her back in the airport. You don't have to hire a separate Innova for that. Overall, I'll give it a good score of 8.5 out of 10. Well, so now I'm driving the Hyundai Venue 1-litre turbocharged engine, and this is of course the N Line version. Now, if you'd ever driven the older N Line, you would have said that the suspension on that car is very stiff, overtly stiff, but no such case with this car. The suspension setup is very well tuned. You feel very nice and relaxed on the highway because the stiffness is quite good to give you good stability. In the city also, it soaks in most of the bumps and potholes quite well. And when you push it in corners, there is of course a little bit of body roll because this is a tall car, it's a high-set car. So there will be a little bit of body roll, but it's not too much, so you never feel unnerved when you're driving this car or nervous on the highway. So those are good points. What is the steering wheel all about? Well, compared to the regular version, there's a little more weight in the steering wheel. We did drive the regular version very briefly in the morning, and there is of course a little more weight in the steering wheel. Is it as good as the steering wheel on the VW Tiguan 1-litre? Well, I think still the benchmarks when it comes to overall steering wheel feedback and the overall chassis dynamics. I think the chassis on those cars and the steering wheel on those cars is slightly better still. But that said, this one also is quite good, and most average car buyers and most average drivers who drive from office and back to home, and of course those weekend getaways to the hills, they will be more than satisfied and will not feel tired in the least. So those people will be quite happy with the Venue N Line. What you'll also be happy about is the fact that the noise inside the car is very well controlled. Yes, if you drive it in the sport mode, there is that rumble of the exhaust. It's not a very loud one, but you can hear it. But it's a good thing because remember, when you're sitting inside this car and ripping it on the highway, you should not feel irritated by the exhaust notes, or your family members should not feel irritated, and they will definitely feel very calm and quiet inside the cabin. It's only in the exhaust note becomes loud when you drive it in the sport mode. If you drive it in the normal mode or in the eco mode, the exhaust is slightly muted and will feel quite okay inside this car. Now, these modes actually do work. If you drive it in eco mode, then the engine becomes very lethargic. It doesn't respond to your inputs very easily. In the normal mode, of course, the responses improve, but the sport mode is the one to drive if you really are a fanatic driver, and if you are a driving fan, because the engine and the gearbox both become very aggressive. The revs hold on longer to every gear, and just in general, the car feels more lively to drive. The steering wheel weight in the steering wheel isn't changed at all. All three modes, it has the same kind of weight in the steering wheel, so don't expect sport mode to give you more weight in the steering wheel, because it's only about the tuning of the gearbox as well as the engine. What you'll also appreciate about this car is the visibility. Visibility all across is excellent. Front visibility, you get this huge bonnet line, which you can see because it's a flat bonnet. Side view mirrors are nice and large, and of course that blind spot assist is also there, so you can easily see all those cars which are coming in, or those vehicles which are coming in, and you can't find them. And apart from that, the gearbox, the 7-speed dual clutch which you're driving today, the automatic version, it really is a fantastic gearbox, both in terms of the upshifts as well as the downshifts. You can use the paddle shifters behind the steering wheel, or you can use the gear lever and put it on the right side. You pull it back, it goes down a gear. You pull it forward or push it forward, it goes up a gear. So all those things are very good on this car, and overall I think it's quite a satisfying driving experience. Now remember, it's a 3-cylinder unit. It's got 100 bhp turbo engine, 3-cylinder unit, so there will be a little bit of jerkiness because dual clutch and 3-cylinder turbo engine always has that combination, always has a little bit of jerkiness. So at slower city speeds in the city, maybe you're moving from one red light to the other, there might be a little bit of jerkiness, and sometimes the gearbox might take a little long to respond to your inputs at lower RPMs. But once it goes beyond 1500 RPM, it just is very lively and very responsive to all your inputs. But that little bit of jerkiness is there on even the VW and Skoda 1-liter turbocharged engine cars, because these engines do display that little bit of jerkiness towards the lower end of their power bands. Overall, I think Hyundai has done a very good job with the overall tuning and the package of this car. It's an everyday car for everyday users. Is it the best car in its segment for drivers? Well, I still don't think it is. But of course, a full comparison only will reveal that to us when we drive it on some other day. Thanks guys for watching. Well, so what's my final verdict with the new Hyundai Venue, especially the N Line version? Now you might say that this turbo engine and this combination is, looking a little expensive. It's costing me around 18.5, 19 lakh rupees where I stay, because this top of the line really is loaded with tech and features. That said, don't think of it as a rival to compact SUVs. Think of it as a car which is a mini Creta. Yes, it really is a mini Creta in disguise. And if you want a car which is slightly compact because you can't park a bigger car in your parking and have some issues in terms of the overall parking spaces, then this is a better choice, and it's a good choice compared to the Creta, because it costs a little less. It's got the same kind of features, got the same kind of materials, and the driving pleasure also is pretty much the same. So don't think of it as a rival to compact SUVs, think of it as a miniature Creta, and I think that way you'll be quite satisfied with the overall pricing as well. In terms of the competition, well, yes, there are cars like the Sonet, the Syros, the Kailac, as well as even the VW Tiguan, which come with a 1-liter turbo engine, and of course the Fronx is there as well. So overall, I'll give it a strong score of 90 out of 100. Really is a strong package in its own right, and definitely deserves a second look at a Hyundai dealership near you. Thanks for watching.